So let's talk about SoundHound. We're going to go straight to the daily chart and did a video on SoundHound maybe about 5 days ago. And we can see how price spiked higher again on news that NVIDIA took a stake in the company, only to see price fall on earnings. But this was definitely a buy the dip type of situation because SoundHound is breaking out. Now, before we look at high frames, let's look at this article. It is coming from Yahoo Finance. Why SoundHound AI stock is soaring. So after some turbulent trading over the last week, SoundHound is roaring higher thanks to bullish analyst coverage on the market's most closely watched AI stock, NVIDIA. Now, while SoundHound stock is still down roughly 21% from the 52-week high on the heels of a recent post-earnings pullback, its share price has skyrocketed 178% higher across 2024. Now, SoundHound has recently tended to see particularly pronounced moves in conjunction with NVIDIA-related news. On balance, this has been a highly bullish catalyst for the audio specialist, and the stock is getting another boost thanks to this dynamic today. So recently, Mizuho raised their price target on NVIDIA from $850 to $1,000 per share. There's also rumors that once they hit the $1,000 mark, they're going to do a stock split. But what this article is all about is SoundHound is a derivative of NVIDIA, and it's going to trade in the same direction as NVIDIA. So with a market cap of roughly 1.8 billion, SoundHound is still much smaller than NVIDIA and potentially has the potential to deliver more explosive upside from current valuation levels. That's why the audio tech specialist often sees even bigger share price gains following the arrival of bullish news for NVIDIA. It's possible that favorable developments for NVIDIA could continue to push SoundHound stock higher in the near term, but it will ultimately be the audio software company's own sales and earnings results that determine long-term performance for the stock. Now, with SoundHound's order backlog roughly doubling to reach 661 million at the end of last year's fourth quarter, it looks like demand for the company's technology is rapidly ramping up. For the current fiscal year, SoundHound is guiding for sales to increase roughly 52.5% at the midpoint of its guidance range and reach approximately 70 million. That's a strong growth rate, but with the company valued at roughly 26 times this year's expected revenue, investors should understand the stock is a high risk, high reward play. Alright, so now kind of going back to the charts. This is the daily chart, and you can see all the moving averages now starting to lift higher. Again, moving averages are a lagging indicator, and so it's really all about price action. And so you actually had two pumps. You had a gap higher, and this could be seen as a gap higher as well, in the form of a extended range green candle. Now let's zoom out to the weekly chart. And you had this beautiful support resistance level at $4.50. So typically when you breach and close above a resistance or support level, it becomes a flip zone. And as you can see, price sold off on earnings and almost was able to nip its toes within the upper end of this resistance support band. The real steal would have been if price could have dipped its toes in this weekly buyers level at $3.75, but that didn't happen. Still making this zone valid in case price sells off again. Now I have two targets. One is at $8. One is at $10. I like round hole psychological numbers. If you look at this formation, you have a rally in price, a basing candle, and the rally out. So a rally base drop, right? So if I wanted to, I could say that this is a weekly sellers level. But not very strong, not in love with the structure, and the rally into it and the rally out, it's not really on any high volume. But we're going to keep it here because it is a level of interest, not necessarily a setup. So again, I would anticipate price moving higher, continuing to move higher. These are the two levels that you should watch. Again, one at $8 and one at $10. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.